I'm feeling very good today, my friends. I'm feeling so good. Sometimes I see things. I, and I don't want to say I feel things. I don't like that business about I feel things, but I'm telling you, I am seeing things that are happening before our very eyes. And this is the time, dear friends, to rejoice. Because something is happening. And by the way, something is happening now that's not just going to affect this election, but affect everything from now on. You are you are going to be able to say that you were around when the dynamics of everything changed. This is going to be called the weaponization of truth, where we use truth and social media and platforms and folks who never, ever, excuse me, wore a suit or a tie and didn't do mornings at KMOX and whatever it is. People who might be 20 or 30 or 70 or 80 or whatever it is, just average Americans who have taken the reins and taken charge and taken the helm of political platforming and truth platforming as an art form and as a means of speaking. It's absolutely the truth. Before we begin, I want to ask you a big favor, a favor that means more to me than you could ever imagine. My beloved wife, who saved my life, and you say this because you sound like it sounds kind of corny, but as you get older, and I shouldn't say older, that's the wrong word. As 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 you become more developed as relationships, you see somebody who is just that you love and everything you're very attracted to, but then you find somebody that you admire. And how many people can say that they admire, really look up to their spouse? It's very rare. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people who, when you tell them that, they hesitate, and you ask them, "Do you really admire your spouse?" Yeah, and then they wait. They're like, "Wait, what do you?" That should be the first thing you should say. Of course I do. Of course I do. And not admire them because of what they do. You can say, "Well, I admire her because she's a good mother. He's a good husband." No, 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 no. That's you admire them for doing their job. No, I mean that's kind of what they're supposed to do. No, it's different when somebody says, "You really admire them? You really look up to them? Do you think this is a splendid person?" Separate and distinct from nothing that affects you, service to you. No, and I venture to say, believe it or not, because we have all these. For some reason, people that I know have been going through these. I don't know what it is, but we have friends, and we have one friend in particular, and I swear to God, they're going to weddings it's like at the age range. It's a daughter of a friend, and it's like every week it's another marriage, wedding here, wedding here. Okay. And I said, it's interesting how there's a development of marriage and love. And I don't think anybody starting off would appreciate this. Because yes, there's an initial attraction, and later on, then there's love, and there's truth, and then you get into this. Wow. If you can ever get into this thing, this state where you can say, I really admire this person. This is like a hero of mine. Oh my God, it's off the charts. Why am I saying this? She has devoted herself, Mrs. L, through Lynn's Warriors, has devoted herself to this. And I can tell you the story about the Odyssey, but devoted herself, threw herself into it. This week, we didn't make a big deal about it, but she went to Washington. And everything she does, everything that we do, everything is basically, this is on our own dime. This is what we do. She went there and sat and had to go through this and take the train and go 2 hours. How long is it train to DC? A 2.5? Over 3 hours on a train. It's a long time. Anyway, but so she did it, and the number of people who know her there, and the people who said, "Oh yes, I watch what you're doing," it's so gratifying. So to make a long story short, she has a channel called Lynn's Warriors. We are this far away from her initial. This is great. Her initial follower goal of 5,000 subscribers. And then you talk about people, this guy's 1 million, 2 million, 5 million. We're this far away. It would be my honor and her honor. And it would mean so much if you were to go to immediately to this website and to subscribe to her site, Lynn's Warriors, her channel now. Because I'm telling you, it's worse. Child predation, human trafficking is worse than anything. It's getting worse. And the only thing that will ever change this is changing not only this administration, and I don't blame Kamala for anything because she's not in charge. She's a sock puppet. She's a windsock. They're telling her what to do. But the only way we make a dent, the only way things change drastically, the only way is if Donald Trump is brought in. That's a different issue. But in the meantime, please go to this website right here. Lynn's Word, not website, YouTube channel, and subscribe. It would mean the most to us. Because that's what he's talking about now. This word salad artist, this logolalic child, she needs a mere 4 more subscriptions. That's all. And we ask you for that. It's interesting I'm very interested in terms of metrics. Give me digital. Have you noticed how, maybe you are like me, certain things I need to see on a clock. If I'm on a trip and I'm saying, let's see, what makes the time go fast? It's better to look at an analog, see the sweep of a hand. Okay, I got it. That gives me an idea. More precision, though. If you want to, let's say, lose weight, go on a scale, pump gas, you want to see specifics. You want to see numbers. I'm a very digital person. It depends upon the particular view of it. So what YouTube does and what everybody does is they give you metrics. They give you likes. They give you subs. They give you this. They give you that. Repost. Everything is in terms of a metric. Everything. You can say this person is a complete and total idiot. Yeah, but he's got 10 million followers. What? Remember this one? Ted Kaczynski is a crazy lunatic, but he went to Harvard. Oh, what? Magnus Carlsen. If Magnus Carlsen is the greatest chess player, the GOAT, the greatest chess player ever, if it wasn't for chess, he would be what? Nothing. He'd be a guy with an underbite and kind of a regular kid, 33-year-old guy. There's nothing that special about him. But give him chess, different story altogether. Nolan Ryan was born with a rotator cuff and an ability to torque, and I mean, he's a freak. Were it not for baseball, what would he be doing? Robbing liquor stores and gas stations and a kid, of course. Isn't it interesting how metrics change it? You hit it? Thank you, she hit it. Thank you. Ta-da! She did it. 5,008, thanks to you. And keep doing it. She thanks you. You should see her in Washington. She walks in, she goes right like to Marsha Blackburn's office, goes right in there. She just doesn't, she says, I want to talk to you. And they know her. She thanks you. Mrs. L says thank you. Okay. In any event. So what do we need? What are we about? I was watching something recently, my friends. This is my new favorite. I don't know about you, but we all have our new favorite things that we watch, so to speak. And these things that you might watch. And I was watching a guy that I really like. And I just stumble upon people. I've been getting into the chess world. And I'm into the Caitlin Clark thing. And then I'm into And I think that I have always said that basically, I have always thought, and listen, everybody loves I love professional wrestling stories, but I think that people like Jordan Peterson are just such a buffoon. But it's okay. It's okay. It's a free country and it's a shtick and it's a work and God love you. If you can make it work, God love you. But seriously, come on. There's a fellow I love, not his name is Alex O'Connor. So smart. I think he's an atheist and he goes after everybody and he ties them up into just knots. It's wonderful about religion, the Bible. So I watched that for a moment. I love it. It's fantastic. I told you I love Alex Weinstein. I think Alex Weinstein is just this. Um, I'm not Eric Weinstein. Pardon me. I don't know who Alex Weinstein is. Love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. Because it reminds me that smart can be cool. Smart can be okay. Smart can be interesting again. Smart can be, there are people who are with 5, 6, 7,000 views of some of the most arcane stuff ever. And then I found out, I came across this thing last night I was watching. It's called Jazz Avengers in HK, the Jazz Avengers. Japanese jazz, young ladies. If you look at them, you think, oh, okay, they're TikTokers. The most unbelievable Steve Gadd era stuff you just can't believe how great it is. Then I like this guy named Chris Williamson. I like to watch this, and I find myself listening to just, and I stop and I think to myself, I am so lucky because it's always, I love new intellectual, take me there, give me a new flavor, give me a new thought, give me something that I never thought of before. Let me see something in a way I've never seen before. Show me something new. And this scares rogue regimes, innovation. Make me think, turn me on to something, show me connections. There was a time when many of us were so enthralled with PBS. We don't need PBS anymore. I mean, it's okay, but PBS isn't going to. Then you look at you look how great people like Mr. Rogers were. There's so much good stuff out here. So much good stuff. Crypto Domini says, thank you, Mrs. L. That's from our friend CD. Thank you. Buddha TT boy. Thank you, my friend. So I am going to a thing today. By the way, tonight we're going to be on at 9. At 9. We're going to go to a little event, see some great family friends, and I'm dreading running into some people because you have no idea. And by the way, let me give you a little bit before we get to this. Maybe you do the same thing too. I always tell Mrs. Okay, what are we going to do when we see so and so? What are we going to do? How many of you look at a menu before you go to a restaurant? Do you ever do that? When you go to if you go to someplace new, like yesterday, I kept calling it the skillets, the frying pan we went to. I kept calling it the skillet. Anyway, it was a great day. So we walked down to this, and I always look at the menu ahead of time. I don't want to waste time because I just do that. Don't you? I always prepare. Never be caught flat-footed. Never be caught flat. Know what you want. Know what's there. Don't you do this? I always look at menus ahead of time. I always look. So we're going to be going today to see some friends, and there's going to be a cacophony. So we're going to be later. And we are, for the most part, I am extremely antisocial. What I mean by that is not that I'm antisocial. I am the greatest person you will ever meet. If I'm sitting at your table at a wedding or on a cruise, never a cruise, but if I was, you would hit pay dirt. But I don't go out engaging in collective things because I find people stupid. I hate people. I hate them. They're just stupid. They're dumb. They don't know anything. You're a different story. So I know I'm going to be meeting this one. And I'm meeting this one who is from a classic prototypical, from my iteration, from my experience in classic TV and media and that sort of thing. And I have nothing to do with them. They're like my old friends. Have you ever gone back to a oh, what is it? I guess you might call it a have you ever gone back to a 20? I'm looking at that. Have you ever gone back to your high school year reunion and you realize these are the most stupid people I've ever met in my life? They never changed. They never changed. They have no idea. Okay, what am I talking about? This is what one person is going to say. So what have you been doing? What have I been doing? What do you do? Where do you go? I said, well, on my worst day, little old me, and I'm very proud. I work this thing. I've got right now as we speak. I'm very proud. 277,253 subscribers. That's pretty good. Other people, 500,000, 6 million. God bless them. And it's a world that's so wonderful. I told you, I've always enjoyed, bless you, I've always enjoyed a great buddy of mine from the beginning, one of the true blue good guys, people you can call on the side and say, you know what, can you help me with it? Do you have a great guy? Is Sticks. You know, Sticks Hexenhammer? Aces. Here's a guy who I'm just admire of. He's just does his thing his way. And if you don't like it, very laid back, very, very predictable. He's got what, a 600, who knows? There are all these people out there. And I learn from them. And this is my world. And this is like me going to discovering FM. You don't remember what it was to be in when FM radio came along. It was the greatest thing in the world. It's like, wow, this is great. And your parents said, what? FM? So I'm going to be going this. So what are you doing today? I'm going to be talking to a guy. And I'm going to say to him, me, little old me, in one, I guarantee you, from the people that hear us in just our little podcast, little whatever YouTube, whatever this thing is today, more people are going to hear me than hear this guy in a month. And it could be a year. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that. Thank you, sir. Dig the look. Yeah, buddy. You look like a youngin', but you would have been great around the 70s when country rock came in, when Marshall Tucker and 38 Special and the Outlaws, and you got that look. So how do I tell this person? How do I tell this person? Say, you don't understand. There's a whole other world out here. You don't even have not only am I into FM, you don't even have a radio. He doesn't understand the first thing about this. So say, what are you talking about? What time is he on? What channel is he on? You've met these people, haven't you? What am I saying? Uncle Lenny, what are you saying? Are you rambling again? No, you just can't figure out. What I'm saying is that this president, this world, this time, this moment has forever been changed by virtue of the power of this. This is the most powerful thing. This is nuclear, or nuclear, as some might say. This is out of control powerful. It is like nothing anybody could ever imagine. I mean that. And what the president has been doing, and maybe in a very strange way, I don't want to be a Dershowitz to say, I told you, I predicted that. But I have been saying, find out how you talk to people and get to them. FDR did it with fireside chats, and it never ceases to amaze me. Pilgrim Media says, top of the morning, Sir Lionel. Seriously, bruh. And literally as well. Thank you, sir. So what's going on? I want you to understand that I don't want to make America great again. I want to make America, listen to me, cool again. We've lost faith in who we are. I want to have America cool. I want people to say, yeah, I'm going to wear this. This is my America. Now, my America might be different than yours, but this means something again. I'm not LGBT. I'm not this. I'm not this. I'm an American. And my America, again, is different than yours. Crypto says this and cats and also ducks and geese. Indeed, the whole kit and caboodle. And Donald Trump is doing something which I said. Remember, I've always talked about murmurations and crowds and why people get tattoos. And because if you are told this is okay, that's the way it is. Quick story. Ladies, can you look back at hairstyles alone and say 80s? You can do that, right, honey? You can see a picture and say 80s, right? We're still trying to get through the entire series of Mary Tyler Moore. I think they keep growing. They keep growing. They're I think they're doing this just for me. You can tell. You can tell right away, right? It's fascinating. Oh, that's from the 70s. That's from the 80s. When did that change? When did it change? When did the 80s say, okay, we went from the big hair to this? When was it? Can't tell you, but it did. And what you did, ladies, what you did was you said, I'm not going to wear that anymore. I'm not going to go for a bouffant. I'm not going to go for a beehive. I'm not going to look like the B-52s. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to look like this because that's the style. Everybody does it. It's okay. It's okay. I'm interested now in, I like beards. Beards. Sometimes you could say in the old days, well, I can't grow a beard. You used to say that. Well, I can't. I'd like to grow a beard, but I can't because there's a little bit here, a little bit here. Today, that's preferred. Today, that's preferred. What is this? I noticed it a while back. Robert Downey Jr. What the hell is this thing? What is that? What are you, a magician? What is this look? I don't know. All I'm telling you is that things will change like that. And what Trump has done is he has made things change like that. And I want you to listen. And I want you to see who is a part of what and who is who. And in no particular order. This is Trump in Vegas. Now, right now, do you know who these two are? You know who these two cats are? There's a great YouTube channel, not YouTube. What am I saying? Twitter channel. It says George, but it's called Behizy Tweets. Behizy. These are the Nelk Boys. Have you heard of the Nelk Boys? Huh? Okay. Nelk Boys formally endorsed Trump at the Las Vegas rally. Today's lineup of endorsers have over 200 million followers between them across the socials, and many of the followers are voters between 18 and 30 years old. And so far, they've seen Rick Harrison, Annual AA, Henry Cejudo, Bryce Hall, Nelk Boys. It's enormous. Look up the Nelk, Nelk. Check out on YouTube. Let me just show you this. Nelk Boys. I just did it before. Okay, doesn't matter. Nelk Boys, ready for this? Nelk Boy Miami, 8.17 million subscribers. Nelk Boys trapped in a deadly tornado, 5 million views. Watch Joe Rogan's reaction when, no, that's the wrong one. Anyway, Rogan, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Now, 30 years old, a whole thing, 18 to 30. And they, now look at these. Now, do you think they're going to do something that's not cool? 141 million followers on TikTok. Okay, the Nelk Boys. So don't do like most people. Well, I've never heard of. Who cares whether you've heard? Have you heard of Fotopurim? No. Well, then, so what? I have. Doesn't matter. We all know somebody that somebody hasn't heard of. Watch this.
We need Trump back, and we need him back bad. One more thing I know that's passionate about, Governor Tim Walz, he put a 95% tax on Zyn. We got to get that removed, President Trump.
I don't even know what the hell Zin is. He helped it up. I was I'm sorry. Do you know what Zin is? Honey, look up Zin. What is Zin? I don't know. But I love to learn. Zin, multiple matches, including a type of red. Is there's Zinfandel? It's a type of red grape. I have no. It's a water spirits. He held something up. I don't know what the hell it is. It doesn't matter, but I know they're pissed off about it. That's good enough for me. Oh, nicotine, tobacco lozenge. Okay. Nicotine patches. Got it. Oh no! Let me go back again. He is, all I know is he is, as we see in Tampa, West Tampa, empingado.
One more thing I know that's passionate about Governor Tim Walz. He put a 95% tax on Zin. We got to get that removed, President Trump.
Trump 2024, that's it. Let's fucking go.
He kissed his hand.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't kiss it. It looked like he did. Now, you can laugh at that. And I know today, this one person I'm going to see goes, who's that? I just told you, 114 on TikTok, 8 million here. That's it. If he says Trump's cool, Trump's cool. Wake up. It's snuff. I don't care. I don't care. This is the best. We're not done yet. How about this feller? Okay, hang on. You have no idea how I love this. How about this feller here? Oh, you know who this is? Okay, this is a. Hang on a minute. Let me get this intro here. This is, hang on. Ashbe. Okay, this is famous TikTok. This is Bryce Hall. Okay, TikToker Bryce Hall, BRYCE, honey. Bryce Hall. He looks 12. Okay. This is the quickest endorsement. Check out Bryce Hall. Okay, now watch this. They're putting everything on the line. They're saying it's okay. I mean, they're not just coming out. They're saying to the world and to this constituents of voters that nobody would have. They're saying it's okay. We give you the okay, the imprimatur to do this. This is Bryce Hall.
We need Trump back. Really bad. Make America great again.
He's got the hat. Now, we're not done with it. Bryce Hall, honey. Have you done that? Who's Bryce Hall? Let's check out Bryce Hall. And remember, you only get to say, I don't know, one time. Bryce Hall is an American social media personality. He's over TikTok. Has a whatever TikTok account, 24 million followers. YouTube, he has 3 million subscribers. Bryce Hall. You can see him on Twitter. He's what is he? Is he a fighter? I have no idea. All I know is this makes my day. He's making it cool. He is saying, this is what I want. Next, I want to go after hip hoppers. I want to go after other folks. That's what I want. Okay. Let me see. Here's another one. Check this guy out. Now look at this. Here's another one. And Trump loves UFC. This is UFC champion Henry Cejudo. Cejudo. Came on stage at Trump's rally in Las Vegas. He also said this almost makes me cry. He said he loves America and named his daughter America. He says, the fact that you were willing to risk your life, you have no reason to do this, but you're doing it for the people. It means a lot. They love him. Okay, now watch this. And you cannot beat this sincerity. Okay, watch this.
We love you, man. This guy is a winner. Here, say something.
Well, Mr. President, I'm I'm just honored, and I wouldn't. I think I would have just bent the knee. I would never fight you for what you do for our country, and the fact that you were willing to risk your life, which you have no reason to do this, but you're doing this for the people.
Yes.
It means a lot. And as I told you before, President, I love this. I love this country so much, Mr. President, that I named my daughter America. And I appreciate what you've done, and I appreciate what you're doing, and let's continue to keep making America great again.
No. You have no idea the genius behind this. This is what I've been wanting for the longest time. I want to make America cool again. I want to make I want her to look like the bad haircut, like the bouffant haircut, like the beehive. I want her to look anachronistic, out of date. That is precisely what I want to do. That's the critical point. This is how you make things change drastically. Carla, the cooking CEO, says, I'm an introvert to the general population and a social butterfly among the minds. UFC fans. I appreciate that. I am not in any way what you would call an introvert, but I am so allergic to stupid. But if you are the most, I got to tell you a quick story. One time I went to a wedding, and we sat at the table, and this girl comes. She was a table we were at. Remember the one? She was not trans, but she was, I guess you'd call her a lesbian, but she was in a suit, like a man's suit with monk strap shoes and the whole bed. And she sat down, very tight haircut, but funny and nice. I am talking to her about clothing. And I said, I like your shoes, a monk straps. I said, now you know the cool way to wear them, right? I said, this is in Milan. I said, you unbuckle the top. This is called sprezzatura. Lino does this. And she, what? And I realized she never had anybody to talk. She wanted to talk men's fashion. Nobody will talk. I mean, I don't know why. So we're talking about this. Here's what you should do. This and this. It's all in the tailoring. Blah, blah, blah. Now, if you'd have told me before, I don't care about the demographic. I don't care about it. She's interesting. Yet there are people that I'm saying, oh, here's somebody. He's your age. He's a lawyer. I don't want to talk to him. Probably. Maybe not, because they're boring. Boring people. So I come across sometimes maybe as aloof. It's like I'm just easily bored. And I'm not put on this planet to talk to people that are just stupid. Kevin Hugeberry says, in the words of Steely Dan's, let's do it again. Unreal. Look at that, you. You can cross between Toby Keith and Dirty Dick Slater. Ryan says, Bill Maher on his show last night said that after this week and Taylor Swift that Kamala will win. His guest, the pollster Kristen Soltis Anderson, gave him a "Are you serious?" look and told him the reality. What is Maher talking about, or what is he smoking? Ryan, thank you. First, you can't do this. You can't say this, right? You understand, correct? You can't say this yet. Imagine if you're going to a game and you're seeing the first, 20 minutes? And you're going to say, they're going to win. It's like he doesn't. Listen, Bill Maher, I have no interest in Bill Maher. That's fine. God bless him. Everybody should be able to speak. If you don't see what's happening, and by the way, this is changing everything permanently. Now have you ever heard of this fellow? I know you're going to know him. I know you know him. This is, by the way, this Bryce Hall thing was huge. Let me see. What's the other one? Who is the feller from, hang on a minute. Who is the feller from? Okay, here we go. Do you know who Rick Harrison is? Does that name sound familiar? You might not know. You know who Rick Harrison is? Remember, he was from Pawn Stars. Rick Harrison, 59 years old, huge. Remember him, Rick Harrison, Pawn Stars? Okay, this was remember when he had that, what's his name, Pudgy and whatever the show. Anyway, he shows up.
All right, well, I was literally like 10 minutes ago, they said, you want to get on stage and talk? I'm sure, why not? Usually, like in the immortal words of Mark Twain, I think he said once that it usually takes a few months to prepare for an impromptu speech, but I literally have 10 minutes. But I just want to say, Donald Trump, I mean, I've met him plenty of times. I've had dinner with him. I've been to the White House. He really is that good guy. He's not what the media over there portrays him as. He's a man that really, really cares about normal people, okay? You have the Washington establishment, and we're just the plebes. We're the poors. They don't want to even talk to us, and whatever will appease them. Trump really wants us to do well. And, it's just... And, you get Kamala Harris, who will say anything that she thinks will get her elected. Not once in the history of the world has a country been taxed into prosperity. Okay? It just doesn't work. Socialism doesn't work. Show me one spot where it works. It works nowhere. We all want to raise our kids, go to our own church, make sure our kids do better than we do. Okay, and the government just get the hell out of the way.
Yes.
You have the Democrats and Harris, they literally want to just micromanage our entire lives from cradle to grave. And you know what? I think I know what's best for me. I think you know what's best for you. And what the best thing is for this country is Donald Trump. I mean, if we have 4 more years of this insanity, and I love it when Kamala Harris says on day one she's going to do this and this and this, when, so just do it. You're there already. I mean, like, literally, you could go into the White House and do it, and Biden wouldn't even know you were doing it. Like I said, literally, we have fentanyl, we have, criminals, everything. My son died this year from fentanyl.
Oh.
Okay, and it's, there's a lot of blame to go around. But part of the blame is the Biden administration. They're letting it into this country.
No, let me say something right now. It wasn't an overdose. Listen to me. He was poisoned. Remember, when somebody says that they died of fentanyl, they were poisoned. It wasn't an overdose. It wasn't like too much blow, too much this. It was poisoned. That's the difference. Make sure you understand that. It's a critical difference, a critical distinction.
Why they're letting it into this country, I have no idea. But in their crazy mind, they think it's somehow going to get them votes. That's literally how crazy they are, and they don't give a damn about the American people. They just give a damn about staying in power and letting the swamp go on and on and on. The day after my son died, Trump called me. Biden didn't. He's an amazing individual. He's a brilliant man. I have had dinner with him, and he has talked about business deals he did 40 years ago and tell you everybody involved in the business deal, what every single person met, okay? And then ask me what my kids about all my kids and know their names. He's a brilliant man that loves this country. I love this country. I love this town. I've lived here for 43 years. I've seen this town grow up. It's the greatest city in this country. Sorry, all the other cities, but it truly is. And this city is going to get Nevada to vote for Trump, and we're going to take the White House back. Thanks, everybody.
You cannot beat that. You can't beat that. Carla, the cooking CEO, says Pawn Stars too. Yep. That means more. Do you see what's happening? Now, where does that show up? And Carla says, sorry, the Pawn Stars. That's okay. We understand that. Thank you. What does this tell you? It's when it's cool. When Mick Jagger says, I've got grandmothers taking grandchildren and then their parents, 3 generations watching the Stones. That's something. You can't beat that. When all of a sudden, when baking shows became big, when we went through this thing, oh my God, I'll never forget. You remember, honey, when we had in New York, you're not going to believe this, muffins, maybe not now, but maybe 20 years ago, I don't know, muffins, they were going crazy. Muffins, who's got the best muffin? And there was a New York Post article that said, the fat-free muffins aren't fat-free. I thought people were going to riot. There was a cronut that came. People waited forever. I don't understand this. People love to go like this. So you know what I do? I don't ask why. I don't say, okay, fine, that's okay. Here's something else which is interesting. All the weed shops, all the marijuana shops, empty. They don't work. Don't put your, I don't know who's making money with that. They're not working. I'm telling you. I understand behaviors. There is nothing that you can do to turn me away. Sorry, Carly Simon. There's nothing that you can do to make people do something that they're not inclined to do. This guy is right now, and remember, as this happens, do you see anybody doing, you see this half-baked Taylor Swift? Do any of you find people believe, why am I going like this? I have no idea. Do you believe in the endorsement of Taylor Swift? Anybody? 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 Do you notice how somebody was saying right now, look at this, this is great. Somebody was saying the Chinese government is selling the precursors to make fentanyl to drug cartels in Mexico and South America. Why is it that nobody ever talks about it? It's always Russia, 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 Russia. China's never, just never, nothing, 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 nothing. How about in Chinatown the other day? In the old days, when you came to New York, you went to Canal Street to buy the knockoff bags and Louis Vuitton and whatever, Prada, whatever they were down the street. And they had these, like these not sheds, but these stalls. And there'd be a guy on a big ladder, and he was looking for somebody with a subpoena or a warrant. They would go to federal court, get a seizure order, like Louis Vuitton or Christian Dior, come in and take this. And he knew all the people. And once he saw him, he'd ring a, I don't know what it was, some signal, and they would close this, and you would run. And okay. How about when you're on the street and they're taking orders? When you're in Chinatown now, I'm not blaming China, but this is when you're in Chinatown, they come up to you and they hold up colored pictures of different purses, sunglasses, whatever you. Yeah. So anyway, so they do this, and they have this thing. And so you'll say that one. They do a check mark, and they have you go. Don't they go? You have to go around the corner or someplace. You go with them, or then they'll make the transaction. So all of these fugazi bags, all of them, China, Russian, not Turkish or China. They always get a pass. It is the damnedest thing. Simon says, touch your ears. Simon says, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Now, also, Carla says, the nothingness that she sang or said interested me. She sings, nothing that she says or sings interests me. Yeah, it doesn't me either, but you would think that for her crowd. See, I think she did it reluctantly. I think, first of all, everything about Taylor Swift is a fraud. Don't be surprised if she's older than she is. I don't know this. The number of folks out there, you don't, you won't, if you know the truth about who never had children, who said they had children, who's closeted, who's older, how many people are lip syncing is just, oh, it's a fraud. Have you seen Frankie Valli lately? Dear God. God bless him. But have you seen Frankie Valli? Oh my, you've never seen anything like this ever. He makes Joe Biden look like Monty Rock III. Ask your parents, okay? Unbelievable. Back to what I was saying. You don't see this with Kamala. You don't see Taylor coming on stage. You don't see anybody embracing her. You don't see it. They're told to. They're forced to. Matt Damon, George Clooney, they're forced to do it because they're owned. And you don't know the deals and the information and the dirt that they have. Remember, there's two things in the world. The two biggest industries right now are human trafficking and extortion, blackmail. What do you think that feller was? That guy that they offed in the federal holding cell? What do you think that was about? Where are all those tapes? Where are all those hard drives? Where are all those movies and videos? That's what this is about. Hollywood is owned. They always have been. And some of the biggest stars owe their careers. Because remember, Hollywood and everything is artificial. There's a big deal coming up. Isn't it Downey Jr. against Clooney? Isn't Clooney coming to Broadway? Okay, there's something coming up right now. Keep in mind this. It's going to be, I don't believe any of it, but Robert Downey Jr. and George Clooney are coming to Broadway. Okay, so who's going to be the big star? Every now and then somebody will break out and whatever. It would not surprise me. It would not be out of the ordinary. I'm not saying this is so. But if somebody went to Clooney and said, do me a favor. Make sure you play ball with us. We'll take care of you. You will never worry. You'll have your Lake Como estate. We'll get you that marriage with Amal, who, by the way, lives in dreaded fear of autocorrect, if you know what I mean. And you can do your thing, and we'll just forget the whole story. We'll just forget. You are set. But when we need you, you're going to be there, okay? Good. What about Diddy? What do you think that is? Why didn't anybody arrest Diddy yet? Why? To own him. Why is that important? The more people we own, the more people we control. The more people we can tell what to do. The more people we can get and lure and coax and coerce and involve ourselves. That's simple. Let me show you something right now. This is one of the most important deals ever. Mrs. L did a video called Diddy is Done. And I can tell you this. And let me, this is it right now. Follow this right now. Just. Diddy is P. Diddy, Sean Diddy Combs, blah, 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 is a part of an organization that is so huge. You have no earthly idea. Again, today, I'm going to probably sit with people who are going to say, did you know the Shannon Sharpe story the other day? When I saw that, what did I think? What did you think? What should you have thought? Shannon Sharpe, did you see this? Do you know who that is? Club Shay Shay? You know who this guy is? Most people, they love to tell you, oh, I don't know. I don't care. Doesn't make any difference to me. I don't care anything about that. Doesn't make, really? It doesn't, you don't care about that? This is the fellow who decided the other time to have Cat Williams gone. And Cat Williams probably just destroyed what's ever left of his career because he dared to take on the biggest of the big of the big. And hip hop is huge. That's it right there. This is my Shannon Sharp thing. Let me give you a timeout here. Shannon Sharp, NFL Hall of Famer, did that show with Cat Williams, followed up by Monique. Cat Williams was brilliant. Why? Had a few drinks and he was loosened up and lubricated, and basically explained how the anointed ones, from Oprah to Tyler Perry to you just down the list. And when you own people, for some reason, why did R. Kelly get away with it for so long? I have no idea. I don't know if he was cooperating. So all of a sudden, here is Diddy. He gets his entire everything, his entire world searched. Why do you think that is? Why? And he's not arrested. He's not charged because they want the stuff. They want the information, and they knew exactly what they were looking for. Now, if I own you, you can do whatever you want. You can be in charge of the Defense Department. Let me be in charge of owning all of the people in Hollywood. Everybody. Go down the list. And there's a couple of things here. The most fascinating has been, and I don't know enough about it, but Scientology and Cruz and Scientology and Travolta and how that thing works, I don't know, but that is bigger than anything you can imagine. This is at levels that you can't grasp. So when you see somebody come up with 2 million, 3 million, and this guy says, I'm 18 years old, you look up to me, and it's cool to wear a MAGA hat. And if you see a bunch of hip hoppers with dreadlocks and gold teeth and tats and this and that and pink hair and wearing MAGA hats, that's it. It's done. It's done. Because I've been saying this forever. I sound like Dershowitz. The three people I would go after: gays, Latinos, and blacks. Absolutely ignored. The Democratic Party took you for granted. If you think that somehow Kamala gives a damn about you, 1 minute and it's true. She never mentioned she was black, and then she was. And then she turns to these morons, these absolute morons, these people. They get this Lindsay, whatever who's she? David Muir, Caitlin Collins. Are you kidding me? No. It's the ABC News, I think, or maybe not. Yeah. I think it's the ABC president, maybe, or something. I don't know. Okay. It's over. It's over. The other day, what's the story that's got everybody talking about? The cats. The cats in Springfield, Ohio. I don't give a damn what anybody says. It means nothing. It's a meme that has weight, that makes you laugh at her. And she is saying, I had nothing to do with the cats. No. The cats are for Trump. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but it's true. That means they're against you. This is the way things happen. When things get cool, when something is passe, when something, I swear to you, UFC, excuse me, UFC, TikTokers, hip hoppers, and now, I promise you, now, watch what happens. Elon, oh, going to Mars, landing on this. I mean, that it changed. And what does she have? Did you see yesterday? Kamala, she was in, I don't know, Youngstown. She couldn't speak. She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it. This is beautiful. Listen to old. How many of you agree Trump's better now than he was then? First of all, let me just show you something. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes, you get to a certain age and like 6 months are like, damn, you can pack a lot of years into a year. This is Trump and Ivanka like in 2020. Or no,
We're
before
taking
that.
that next step, as you mentioned, and signing an executive order that directs federal agencies to hire based on skills and knowledge, not just outdated degree requirements. This will allow us to better recognize the talents and competencies of all Americans we hire. You built once the most inclusive economy in this country's history, and you'll build it again. And I'm really excited about your effort to extend this working group and to reform our federal hiring practices as we think about building that inclusive American economy as we transition to greatness. So thank you for today, and it's a pleasure to have you join us.
Thank you very much, honey. Great job. Really has been. It's been a labor of love, and Ivanka loves helping people. It's a wonderful thing.
He hasn't aged. What was this? It had to be before 2020, right? I mean, this is he doesn't age. You got to watch these things and say, and it's not just because he dyes his hair. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Okay, dig the man also.
Generations of Americans pursued big dreams and daring projects that once seemed absolutely impossible. They pushed across an unsettled continent and built new cities in the wild frontier. They transformed America.
Now, first of all, very quickly, don't like the lighting, looks ominous. And also, these aren't his words. I wouldn't have used this, but that's okay. This'll do.
American life with the interstate highway system, magnificent it was. And they launched a vast network of satellites into orbit all around the earth. But today, our country has lost its boldness. Under my leadership, we will get it back in a very big way. If you look at just 3 years ago, what we were doing was unthinkable. How good it was, how great it was for our country. Our objective will be a quantum leap in the American standard of living. That's what will happen. Here are just a few of the ways we can do it. Almost 1/3 of the landmass of the United States is owned by the federal government, with just a very, very small portion of that land, just a fraction, 1/2 of 1%. Would you believe that? We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. In other words, we'll actually build new cities in our country again. These freedom cities will reopen the frontier,
Freedom cities.
reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hardworking families, a new shot at home ownership and, in fact, the American dream. Another big opportunity is in transportation. Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals. Just as the United States led the automotive revolution in the last century, I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility. These breakthroughs can transform commerce, bring a giant infusion of wealth into rural America, and connect families and our country in new ways. Likewise, through our Strategic National Manufacturing Initiative, which is going to be very big and very, very successful, we will turn forgotten communities into hives of industry, producing the goods we will no longer import from China. We will also have a major initiative on lowering the cost of living with a special focus on lowering the cost of a new car and lowering the cost to build a single-family home. And they will be beautiful homes. And I will ask Congress to support baby bonuses for young parents to help launch a new baby boom. Finally, I'll challenge the governors of all 50 states to join me in a great modernization and beautification campaign, getting rid of ugly buildings, refurbishing our parks and our public spaces, making cities and towns more livable, ensuring a pristine environment, and building towering monuments to our true American heroes. Very importantly, I will also make sure all of these new places are safe. We love and cherish our police. They will do the job the way they have to. It is time to start talking about greatness for our country again. I will dramatically increase living standards and build a future that brings our country together through excitement, opportunity, and success. Thank you very much.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? That just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Raul says, I just watched the Jazz Avengers. They're great. They're unbelievable. Edie Crowley says, Mr. Rell, I've been watching lately why Madonna doesn't just relax and enjoy her grandchildren. Forever 23, question mark. She's demented. By the way, Marcus Ferguson, with $100,000 IDR, ladies and gentlemen. I know what you're thinking. That is, these are the Indonesian rupiah or rupiah. I don't know how to pronounce that, which we thank, by the way. A Springfield, Ohio Catholic priest, Father Catrill's catatonic catfish with cataracts, ate a caterpillar from Kathmandu, so need a CAT scan for a cat's eye view of the catastrophic tummy blockage. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Fat cot, purr, meow, meow, meow. Thank you, sir. Sparky, where have you been? Says, does Trump really dye his hair? It's not unusual for redheads to never turn completely gray. You know what? I do not know. And by the way, one question I know you were asking. This denomination of an IDR for 100,000, I looked up what 100 US dollars would be in Indonesian rupiahs. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. $100 American would be 1,541,170. So there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way that goes. Isn't it wonderful? Sparky, your question. Trump, there was a while back when I thought he looked great. His hair was white. And I thought it looked wonderful. But look, it's a free, do whatever you want. It's a free country. That is the quote, the most inauthentic thing that he does. He absolutely, positively is something that, whatever he does. And do not believe for a minute, dear friends, do not believe for 1 minute that somehow Kamala is working. It's not working. And let me remind you also, it's not good for her because the election countdown is 51 days. And she's got nothing. And she's out there talking, well, we're going to Youngstown and we're listening. What are you talking about? She doesn't have it down. They still haven't told her, this is what you say. This is what you say. These are your words. These are your thoughts. Say it. Speak from the heart. But what I'm seeing, and by the way, our good buddy Dom Luker on X, Colin Rigg, I believe, am I saying it correctly? Maze, excuse me. I know I'm getting these wrong. I think it's Colin. Yeah, Maze, of course. Colin is Colin Rugg, excuse me. Colin Rugg. RNC. X is a way to go. RNC Research. Trump, I think Trump War Room is another one. There's some of the best stuff. And what I do every day is I start off, I go right to, this is 3, 4, 5 times when I'm just doing something. I go right to my front page on Twitter and make sure you sign up. If you don't sign up for me on Twitter, if you're not following what I'm doing, you're missing everything. This is the biggest stuff anybody's ever seen. Not just me, but I'm saying what people are saying. This is, hang on a minute. Pardon me. You make sure. Sign up right here. I'll tell you right where to go. You're not going to see this on CNN. That's for sure. That's why they hate Elon Musk. They hate him. God bless this person. But I start off, I go there and I go to that little magnifying glass. It says explore. And I go right at the top left. And what does it say at the top? It says live on X. It says for you, trending, news, sports, entertainment, saved. And I go to trending or go to news. These are the news. For example, it says Farrell assaults Navarro at Jane's addiction concert. I don't know what that is. Trump rally in Las Vegas. Trump declines further debate with Harris. Yes. Allegations of Trump affair with Laura Loomer. Keep it going. Ohio wildlife debunks viral goose photo. Good. Russia warns NATO over Ukraine's missile use. Pay attention, folks. X moves headquarters from San Francisco to Austin. Springfield woman's regret over Haitian rumors. Trump warns against Harris policies. She's in his plane with all. I mean, it's just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Harris proposes federal job degree program. This is what Trump did 4 years ago. 4 years ago. They were going to shoot. I just played for you. This is from, as president, she will get rid of the unnecessary degree requirement for federal jobs. I just played you that piece with Ivanka. That's what he did when he was president. She's stealing everything. They have nothing to say. Do you hear what I'm saying? They have nothing. I'm not just, there's nothing catching on. She steals from him. She doesn't even believe. Nothing that she said. She was never legitimate to begin with. Not one time. There was nothing authentic about her. You know this. You know when you're being lied to. You're not a fool. They think you're an idiot. And they don't understand that we're running the show here. They've laughed at us. They've called us every name you can imagine. They call us names because they're afraid of us. And they want to shut down our speech, shut down our ideas, because they know we're making sense. They call us kooks and conspiracy theorists and white, whatever it is. It's nonsense. He is kicking her ass. And they know it. And it's not catching on. And it's got to be moving. He's picking up speed now. And believe me, they're picking up the phone within this community. Within this community. Let me tell you something. I will never forget a few things. Sometimes we live in a world where we are insular. And I remember one time, I was on a radio station one time and I was talking about, it was on New York radio. And in the old days, one thing I know is professional wrestling, the history of professional wrestling, especially 60s, 70s, more of that. And I went on and I said, there were times prior to WWF and WWE now, but there were times when New York, Madison Square Garden, the Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis, there was Oklahoma Bill Watts was in Oklahoma, Jack Atkinson, the Von Erichs were Texas, Gagne was AWA, Vince Sr. was WWF. There was no West Coast territory. South was Eddie Graham, Cowboy Luttrell, Crockett. And I knew all the territories, knew all this, working with Gordon Soley and Bobby Heenan, and just remembering NWA and WCW. And so I went on the air and I said, and you had the chance to see the greatest wrestling ever at Madison Square Garden. And the building we were in, WABC, is at Madison Square Garden, 2 Penn Plaza. It's right there. Program director said, What are you talking about wrestling for? And I know people hated me, and I said, you have no idea what you're saying. You just don't understand what you're saying. You don't. You just don't. When Dale Earnhardt died, NASCAR, the world stopped. The world stopped. I don't think people understood it. I don't think people understood it. And I know people goes, well, I don't go to NASCAR. I said, I don't care whether you go to NASCAR. In New York, when Frank Sinatra died, oh, that was the end of it. That was and there were people on the radio who said, well, I don't understand it. I said, I don't care. One time, I always wanted to do documentaries on square dancing, flea markets. Do you know how big flea markets are? Have you ever seen it? You ever been to an arts show? They go all over the world, all these huge truck stops, and there are pockets that are huge within our country. There is a wonderful thing too. Have you ever seen this? Maybe you've seen it. You'll see black families will have get-togethers. It'll be a family reunion, the Williams family reunion. They'll have a T-shirt on. They'll be at parks and they'll enjoying themselves and their food. And I'd love to do that. White folks don't do that. You see black folks do that. And I've always loved different pockets, different compartments of people and how they think and how they act. When you've got millions and millions and millions of people who just said, it's okay, he's cool. They say, are you sure? We're sure. It's cool. That changes everything. Absolutely changes everything. Our good friend Shannon Galway says, hi, Lionel. Love from Furball the Cat in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Hand fart, please. Oh, of course. And if you're from Galway, this one there, man, you ran their faith. You ran Trump there, your fuck's sake, on your Kamala, or what the daft, the Mickey, what the fuck's sake, or the one to talk about. That's exactly how a friend of mine spoke. Sparky says, used to, people often aspire to be policemen because they grew up watching Adam 12, etc. Why would a decent kid aspire to be a policeman nowadays? It's interesting. That's an excellent question. I've done flea markets, Uncle Lenny. Oh, they're huge, 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 huge. Fat Cat says, nukes go off, wind knocks over heaps of stuff. Oh, nukes. Oh, I'm the nook. Sorry about that. This one there is one there. May I tell you one about your man there. Your one Harry Carrots, whatever Harris is what this is. The Indian and 1 minute there's a black face. Or what are you talking about? In your face and your one there. It's another where. This one there in the face and no one there. No. Everywhere in your face. Northern Ireland is great. Is that great in your place, your face. He sprayed mess in my face. And I love Jerry Adams and mothers and fathers. Oh, I tell you what. All right, dear friends. What a glorious day. And let me also thank you. Honey, you are knocking them dead. We'll be doing a live, and she is knocking them dead. She has got right now. We have done it thanks to you. Don't forget Lynn's Warriors. That's it, my friend. Okay, friends. So Fat Cat, I did get Crypto Domini, Sparky, Sharon Galway. This one there. Marcus Ferguson, thank you. Edie, Raul, Carla, the baking CEO. Simon Mann, thank you. Ryan, Kevin, Useberry, Pilgrim Media, Buddha, TT Boy, thank you so very much. You all are just incredible. So there's that. Okay. So don't forget, Follow Lynn's Warriors. I forgot to mention this as I normally do, but I didn't really. I just wanted to talk about this and then tell you the people now that we've got your attention. Very simply, this are two great sponsors that we love and we so appreciate are preparewithlionel.com from mypillow.com, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. It is the best source for emergency food there is. They are it. They are the Rolls, the Bugatti, the Bentley. They are it. The McLaren, whatever your favorite brand is. And also our good friends at mypillow.com, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. Go and see what our good friend Mike Lindell, still standing strong, still going strong, to help you luxuriate and make your life better. Great products, a great company, and a great American. Also, one more thing, my friends, just to remind you, on October the 26th, here in New York City, I'm going to be at the Cutting Room, and tickets are available right here, 10 days before the election, 10 days before the most important election in our lives. Do you dig that? Do you dig what I'm saying? And Freedom says, remember hearing Vin Scully on the radio on a Saturday afternoon. It's time to play Dodger baseball. Vin Scully's voice, Mel Allen, Milo Hamilton, those voices that I loved it. Growing up, my great friend Gordon Soley, hearing that sound, it's just takes you back. Some people just had it. I don't know what it is. I don't think, maybe Joe Buck tries to do it. I don't think. Who remembers John Facenda from NFL Films? Oh my God. It was the voice of God. All right, dear friends, we love you. Thanks for being with us. Again tonight, 9 p.m. A little bit I will tell you about. Wish me luck. I'm going to have to be social today. I can do it. Got to plan my answers at a time, not to seem too rude and be able to hide my complete and total disinterest. All right, dear friends, we love you. Remember, Donald Trump, if you are not registered to vote, do it now. Mr. Rocky Boy says, Trump needs all of our votes. Anything close and they'll steal it. They can't steal a landslide. Could not have said it better myself. Remember this great man here. This is our totemic leader. They even have my silver. Listen to this. All right, dear friends. I just went up. Freedom says, my buddy for life, Lionel. Oh, I love you for that. That is so kind. All right, dear friends. Have a great and glorious day. Go out and do something good. Remember, don't give up the ship. Don't give up faith. We are going to knock them dead. And Kamala, you should be really worried right now. See you later. Have a great and glorious day. And don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya.